Good morning, everyone. This is Carla Royal, and I am back from vacation and ready to engage with you all again. I'm glad you're here. I want to start today by reading a short passage from the book Untamed by Glennon Doyle, who is a New York Times bestselling author. A friend of mine dropped this book off for me last night, and I am already well over halfway through because it's just so amazing. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. So this is the passage I want to read. We are all bilingual. We speak the language of indoctrination, but our native tongue is the language of imagination. When we use the language of indoctrination, with its should and shouldn't, right and wrong, good and bad, we are activating our minds. That's not what we're going for here, because our minds are polluted by our training. In order to get beyond our training, we need to activate our imaginations. Our minds are excuse makers. Our imaginations are storytellers. So instead of asking ourselves what's right or wrong, we must ask ourselves what is true and beautiful. Then our imagination rises inside us, thanks us for finally consulting it after all these years, and tells us a story. I absolutely love that because it just feels so true. And, most of you know that I come from a fundamentalist Christian background, which I'll just say in many ways saved my life, because I had a messy childhood and I'm very sensitive, so I probably reacted to it a little more dramatically than I had to, but that's how it was. And becoming involved in the church at 11 years old, I think I was 11, it was wonderful to have a place of belonging, which is what I think the church does best, is give a sense of community and belonging. So I'm so grateful for many of those years. That said, the rigidity, the black and white answers, and the way that it has to be was. I suffered from quite a bit of shame as a result of that. The message I got very loudly and clearly was that my heart is deceitful above all else. And so where that led me to was a tremendous amount of pain and suffering, and absolutely not trusting myself. And I carried that with me for many years. And yes, it's taken me about 20 years to undo that indoctrination. And I still have some friends now who are trying to pull me back into the fold. And I know it's because they love me and they're concerned. But I want to say that there's so much more available to us than that small, tiny, black and white, rigid cage of indoctrination. And again, I'm not suggesting that there's anything fundamentally wrong with Christianity itself, but the fundamentalism is a problem. And of course, we see fundamentalism in every walk of life. We see fundamentalist conservatives. We see fundamentalist liberal. We see fundamentalists of all religions. And that's what I'm speaking to. So I'm not dissing Christianity as a whole. But I am saying that the indoctrination pieces, the shoulds, the shouldn'ts, the black and the white, the rigid little box of how we're supposed to be. And of course, we get this culturally too about how we're supposed to be as women. We're supposed to look a certain way. We're supposed to sound a certain way. We're supposed to act a certain way with a certain softness and beauty. That's acceptable. To stand up in our power, well, then we might be called a bitch. Now, men, on the other hand, get a very different message. They aren't allowed to tap into the softer, more sensitive sides of themselves. And this has wreaked havoc on our men. And it's wreaked havoc on our women, how we've been indoctrinated to be in this world. And so I want to today offer to you that your native language is imagination. Your native language is story. And in that story, I think you're going to find so much more in that imagination. You're able to find um, so much more freedom and life and joy and opportunity and possibility that our indoctrinated ways, whether that be from dysfunctional family systems, from our religion, from a very dysfunctional culture, there's something beyond that. There's something beyond that. And when we look for the good, the true, and the beautiful in our lives, which is around us all day, every day, and men start to tap into their sensitive sides, and women start to tap in to their strong, powerful sides, and the two come together, then I think that we can change the world, and we can certainly change ourselves. So today, I want to encourage you to wake up to your own indoctrination and to be aware that it's there and to step into a place of imagination. Step into a place of imagination. Give yourself time throughout your day and weeks and months to dream, to imagine the most beautiful life possible for you. And use that imagination to begin to open and soften and embolden you. And play with that. And then let me know how it is for you. Thank you for being here today. I'm Carla Royal, a mindset and performance coach, working with high-achieving, high-performance entrepreneurs and business owners who are quietly dealing with some hidden anxiety and overly active mental chatter. So you can find me at carlaroyal.com, and I would love for you to connect with me. Thank you.